Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the time changing because it's 1:30 instead of like whatever time I usually have to do these videos, and I'm really excited. I was just sitting in bed like playing Guardian Tales in the Chamber of Secrets, solving all sorts of problems, having a blast, and then I got a bunch of pings. I knew something was up, so we've got balance adjustment preview notice. As I have mentioned before, I never read these ahead of time, so number one, I'm going in blind. Number two, I'm probably going to make mistakes. Number three, I'll try to fix it in the comment. And number four, I hope this is entertaining. So let's get into this balance patch. I'm expecting Landy since they kind of promised it, and if Landy isn't here, there's going to be riots. I'm hoping for Araminta. I'm always hoping for Araminta, and outside of that, just some fun other units. Other people on the list to be changed have been Sage, Baal, and Sezan. Have also been Haste as well. I don't think it's gonna be Haste because I feel like that would have been pre-Halloween instead of post-Halloween. So I don't think Haste is gonna be here, especially since we already have one RGB with Landy. As for 4 stars, I hope it's somebody I have 6-starred. Let's just read. Okay. Hero. Let's do this slowly. The first one. What's it say? Oh, no, that was not slowly. Cerise! Oh, my God. Oh, what the hell? Okay, so 5-star Moonlight, Sage, Baal, and Sezan. I saw that coming. Little Queen Charlotte did not see that coming. I thought she was doing pretty okay, right? I think, if anything, Meg Chloe needs help right now. She is not doing well. Cerise, she doesn't need a buff. She's insane already. What are they gonna do to Cerise? And Landy? Whew. By the way, plus 15 triple S. Plus 15 triple S. So these are my dedication waifus. So let me tell you. Also, my alt pulled Sage, Baal, and Sezan. So, whew. Oh, 4 stars. There's more. Maya. Okay, Maya is voiced by Sumali Montano, who also voices Araminta, one of my favorite people in the world. So that's really exciting to me. Also, Pearl Horizon and Dollmaker Pearl Horizon. Kind of curious how they're going to handle that. I've had a lot of problems with her kit, so maybe they can solve something there. Also, Guiding Light, question mark. Also, this potentially means there might be a Cerise rerun, which does mean I will get Guiding Light because I can buy it. Bastion of Pollution is kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to buff it or nerf it, because right now, perhaps on the first turn it's too strong, but that's kind of the point, and then it does nothing. So kind of interesting. And the other ones here, I don't entirely know what all of these do. Dux Noctis increases attack every time a crit or something like that. Andre's crossbow, is that the soul one? I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. We'll see. Okay, Mango, we can do this. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, Sage, Baal, and Sezan's skill set is all over the place to me, and I don't fully understand it. I just remember reading it and being like, hey, his skill 1 seems pretty good. Hey, his skill 2 seems pretty good. Hey, his skill 3 is utter trash. So hopefully that's a thing. Okay, so Evil Spirit's Call to put to sleep. So this is definitely the skill 1. So now what it's going to do when the caster is asleep, or when the target is asleep after the attack, combat readiness increased by 20%. So that's pretty cool. Buff to his skill 1. And then Cloud of Ruin is his skill 2 with an 85% chance, so it ups it by 5%. Okay, that's good too. And Eye of Death Awakened. When the enemy is defeated, silences all remaining enemy for 1 turn before recovering the caster to max health. Yep. Penetrates defense, but cannot trigger a critical hit. Okay, so that's really good. So one of the big problems with mages, yeah, just mages in general, is a lot of them rely on so many things that are not crit rate and crit damage. For example, Araminta relies kind of on her attack to burn stuff, but mages are so low stat bases, right, that they have a really hard time getting their crit rate and crit damage up. So maybe this is going to be a solid way to help him do enough damage to certain targets. Obviously, cannot trigger a critical hit and penetrates defense is fantastic for that setup. That's really cool. And also, Soulburn, all skill cooldowns decreased by 2 turns. Skill cooldown. Oh, it increases his skill 2 as well. So that's really cool as well. That kind of gives him a unique kind of niche instead of just giving him extra damage. So this is really cool. I want to read what they say. Really good change. I think that's really great. So with a balance adjustment, SBS will be improved to have more influence in battle, even when his skill Cloud of Ruin is on cooldown. With this change, SBS will have more utility in battle due to the CR increase effect that occurs when the attacked enemy is put to sleep. Yep. Additionally, Cloud of Ruin will now have a higher chance to inflict sleep. Yep. Eye of Death will also be improved so that it will now penetrate the enemy's defense, allowing him to inflict more damage if the enemy has been eliminated with this. Full HP and silence all remaining enemies. When soul burned, cooldown times will be decreased. So this is really cool, and because you don't really need to rely on crit rate and crit damage, now you can get that effectiveness up to land that silence as well. So that's really cool. Interesting kit. I'm not sure how good this is going to make him, but it's kind of interesting. So let's see what they did to LQC. So LQC just got a damage increase on skill 1. Did she need that? I don't feel like she needed that, but I don't think anybody is going to argue. And then the Will of the Mare, when the target has a Dark Elemental here, increases damage dealt and inflicts additional damage to all enemies, except for the target, proportionate to the caster's attack. Okay, so it turns her into like an AoEer with this. That's really cool. I also feel like she didn't need this. Isn't her job to like snipe Dark Elemental things? Interesting. Interesting. I'm really curious how this is going to turn out. I already thought she was really good. I have problems fighting against LQC because I always underestimate her. So that's kind of interesting to me how they decided she was the one who needed a buff. But maybe somebody else can chime in on this because damage dealt increase on her skill 1 seems really good. And this seems really good as well. So that's pretty nutso. Cerise. Oh my god, I can't believe they're changing Cerise. Okay, Mango, calm down. So, Mystical Arrow triggers a dual attack from a random ally when Frost Storm is on cooldown. Oh my god damn. Are you serious? That's insane. She's so fast, she just keeps attacking. This is bonkers. Bonkers. Absolutely ridiculously good. That is so good. It's 100% chance. It's not a chance. It just triggers. If they removed her CR boost and it just the triggers, that would be insane. I can't believe that. What are they thinking? Luminous Explosion. This is also really good because sometimes after you skill 3, you don't always want to skill 2. So you can skill 3 in a skill 1 and get a dual attack right off the bat and not waste your stun. So explodes a magical spear, stunning for 1 turn and making them unable to be buffed for 2 turns? Why? It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Why? Did they change Froststorm too? Attacks using an advantageous element? Are you serious? So this is why this nobody's gonna laugh at this joke, but this is why I lost to YDCB. Spoiler alert, because this video isn't out yet, because this stupid Cerise landed everything. LOL. I can't believe that. That's insane. Damage increase too? What are they thinking? Why? I don't understand why they're doing this. She already had a ridiculous kit. She was already so good. I also think this makes her a threat on defense now because you can pull somebody else with her and you can't just bait her, right? Because you can pull, like, if somebody's baiting her with a fire unit, you can pull like an SSB or pull anybody else with her to get that kill. And I'm blown away. I am shocked. This is the most... Wouldn't be a manga video if I didn't choke on myself. This is the most surprising thing I think I've seen them ever do. What are they doing? Let me read this. Oh my god, they're still Landy. I'm gonna have the waifu team of dreams. I'm so excited right now. Cerise was already basically my top 2 or 3 favorite units to use. I just love using her. And now she's insane. Also to note, this makes her decent for PvE as well because she's always going to be able to bring people along for dual attacks. And get this. Holy crap, I didn't even think of this. But oh my god. So I use Cerise with the defense down artifact. So now she has Raz's skill 2, which brings somebody in and defense breaks. And I think she has a higher chance to defense break than Raz with it, or even close anyway. And she can bring them in into a defense broken target with the... what are they thinking? Oh my god. Mango, calm down. So in this balance adjustment, we focused on improving Cerise's ability to continuously contain the enemy due to her high speed. Following the balance adjustment, Cerise's skill 3 will deal higher damage than before, and attacking using an advantageous elemental. With these improvements, she'll be able to deploy more powerful attacks and more effectively inflict enemies without missing. Ridiculous. Luminous Explosion will be an additional debuff, which is unable to be buffed. I forgot about that. If Mystical Arrow is used... What? Why? It's so good. It's insane. Oh my god, Landy. Okay, Landy. So this, I can't even believe this. They could have added this and nothing else. Just this and she'd be insane. And they buff like everything. Ridiculous. Landy, okay. So now she has the 15% combat readiness. Combat readiness increase in amount of fighting spirit gained are double when the enemy is buffed. Oh, double fighting spirit as well. So that pretty much guarantees she's going to have her skill 3 up. Damage dealt by this skill will increase. Her skill 1 flippin' bops, okay? Her skill 1 hits so hard, like harder than her skill 3. That's nuts because whenever I used her, pop, everybody's dead. Like, my skill 3 doesn't kill her. She just pops them in the face. That's so cool. Chief is on the scene, increases the caster's attack by 20%, so she ramps up faster as well. That's cool. She also ends up with 10% higher overall. That's a pretty good change. And full burst. So fires at all enemies. I'm so scared to read this. And grants all allies increased speed for 2 turns. Everybody? Before increasing their combat readiness by 15%? That's without fighting spirit. So this is first turn. When full fighting spirit consumes all fighting spirit to penetrate the defense by 15%, cannot trigger a counterattack, grants an extra turn. I'm not sure what to think about the grants an extra turn. But with the grants extra turn, you will do the... I wish they didn't change that. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because one of the cool things was it was a 10 damage soul burn, but I feel like if you give a 10 damage soul burn, increased damage dealt with penetrates the target's defense, that's probably too good. So now you can soul burn grants an extra turn into pop, and then they're dead, right? So that's pretty sweet. So let's read what they say. Landy will be improved in 2 ways. She will reinforce herself at a faster pace than before. She'll be able to better support her allies. Yes, that is massive. Do not underestimate how good increased speed is. Her skill 1 fire will be improved in regards to having higher damage output. Yep, this is amazing. Yep, also be improvements to full burst. Yeah, this is really cool. I actually lost the battle in Guild War because I forgot that the CR doesn't proc when the CR does not proc when she's not at full. And to note here, this does make her a lot more efficient in PvE. So I currently use my Landy for one of the expeditions, and having the whole team gain a speed buff seems insane for that. So I think this is also going to make her a lot better for that as well. Yeah, that's insane. I can't believe this. These are the... I feel like this is the biggest meta change we're going to have in a while, because these two seem nuts. That said, I don't know if they seem like defense units, and that's usually what changes things, but we'll see. So Maya here, regular Maya, adds decreased combat readiness by 30%. Okay, that's pretty good, because it's 100% chance, and 100% chance for both of these. Yeah, so that's really good. Just an extra 30% build or encounter. And then morale boost has a 75% chance to provoke all enemies, up from 50. That's really good. 100% chance to decrease attack for 2 turns as well. And decreases defense of all allies on a 1 turn less cooldown. Okay, so this is pretty good. This is a great change. I don't know how much this is going to help her. Mainly because you really, like, for a unit like this to be really worthwhile, you need units to attack into them to make them useful. For example, somebody like General Purgus is fantastic because so many dark units attack into General Purgus. For example, who else here? Crow. So many Earth units like Charles attack into him, like Violet in older times attack into him. So that makes him good. But what water units attack into him? Cerise. So that helps against Cerise and other people like that. Basically, if there's ever a reason to bait ice units, a kit like this is going to be really, really good. Counter set, decreasing combat readiness, and stunning. Really good, really good. And Pearl Horizon here. So, attacks all enemies, 50% chance to put them asleep. Increase combat readiness of the caster by 10% per sleep debuff. That's pretty cool. That helps. So any sort of CR boost for her is really great. One of the problems with her was even with full effectiveness, I would do everything right, and then I would just get resisted. So I couldn't really land debuffs and do damage. So this gives me more chances of that. Nightmare Awakened, 20% of the target's max health, so it's up by 10%. Oh, and the Soul Burn is ignores effect resistance. Oh, I'm reading Pearl Horizon. I want to read Dollmaker. Sorry, that doesn't matter. So increase combat readiness of the caster by 10%. Equivalent to 15% or 30% of the target's max health. So it does go up. It's the same thing for both things. So that's really awesome. Also, a higher chance to decrease speed of the enemy. So basically what they're doing is making everything just a little bit better than her and giving her a soul burn that actually works. Because now you have a 100% chance to stun a target, which I believe I lost a guild, like a really, really close Guild War battle because somebody hit that 15% resist on this. And it was horrible. It was horrible. Especially when that's what she's meant for, right? Like, that just feels so bad. I kind of wish they lowered it to 10 souls. I feel like a single target thing like that just doesn't just win the battle maybe should be 10, because you tend to make units like this a lot less useful if you give them 20 soul burns instead of 10. Okay, and Guiding Light. So at the start of the battle, grants stealth for 1 turn. Okay. Okay. Stealth granted at the end of the caster's turn can be activated once every 2 turns. Okay, so this is really good. It just lets you stealth the first turn instead of after, which really helps the survivability of the caster, like it says right here. I do not have this artifact, even though I have triple S Cerise, so I would be full-on rioting if they don't re-release a way to get this. I'm going to be really mad. At the start of the battle, grants the ally with the highest attack immunity for 1 turn? No, that's so good. That's too good. Okay, so that allows me, basically what this does is gives you an extra 12% crit on the DPS you're working on because you don't need to build them immunity. Also, what it does is because you don't need immunity, you can likely use higher stat efficient gear. Like, for example, not only am I losing the set bonus of crit going to immunity on my units, but my immunity pieces are worse overall. So this is like not only a 12% crit increase to that person, it's also probably like another 20% of damage stat. So that's a massive boost to IMO. Really, really cool. Really cool. And Dux Nostis, attack by 4% when a critical hit happens. So 8, 16, 24, 32 instead of 24. So it's much higher for that as well. Pretty cool. I've thought about using this artifact, but never get around to it. And this is a 3 soul change instead of 2 souls. I'm not sure what the math comes out to this. I've never used this one. In Silver Rain, 100% chance to increase the attack of the ally, except for the caster, with the highest attack for 2 turns. Oh, okay, so it's targeted. So before it was a random. So now what you can do is use somebody like a Judith to 100% buff attack on your highest attack person for your cleave. So this is I'm shocked. I'm honestly like, what? I just don't even know. These are such good changes. The only one I'm unsure about is the LQC, and the Sage Baal. I just feel like they threw in Moonlight changes just to throw in Moonlight changes. For me, I'd rather, like, SBS definitely needed something, but LQC didn't. So I really wish like another RGB got something instead of LQC, but I can't argue. This is amazing. This is so good. Cerise is insane. Bonkers. Insane. She's gotta be, right? I don't know if she'll be as disruptive as somebody like a somebody like the change to Surin was, but holy hell, is this a ridiculous change. Just to note, like, triggering a dual attack, giving them defense down, having somebody go in after, that's insane. And you have to remember the amount of damage single targets do with dual attacks now. Like, let's say I Cerise here, I trigger a dual attack, the artifact lands defense down, and my flipping Landy pops, that's like 15,000 damage. Like, that's gonna kill people, okay? I am blown away by that. And she just goes forever. Like, if you watch any of my old Cerise videos where I run her at like 260 speed, and then we've got like speedsters with 300 plus Cerises, like, I can't even imagine how good that's going to be in their hands. It actually makes me really jealous of gear. So we're going to not stop here. There is a patch too. So I just want to go through this really quick. I can't even fit any more information in my head. Yeah. Delayed Halloween event. Cool. Yep. Yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. I am unbelievably stoked for this. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.